Let me record this. Thanks everyone for being here live. This is Ilikea. I'm gonna have her explaining what she does. She's gonna tell you what she does. She's my social media guru. Has helped me. But what I want to make very clear is that she doesn't do my social media. She's trained me for me to do my social media myself. And this is why she is so valuable. And I wanted to offer this to the rest of you guys. Okay? Thanks.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna select, so I'm Ilikea, and pretty much what I do is so Ashley was probably one of my first clients, and with that, it's more, I do photography. I started off as a photographer, and I've been a photographer for maybe the last 10 years, and I love it. I've been studying it, and I just love it. But something that I realized and I kind of just fell into was, I remember as a photographer, I want everything to look cohesive, and I try to get work on social media, and I found that's where a lot of my bigger clients would come in and want to book me, and they would say, what does your Instagram look like? What does your Facebook look like? What do all these different things look like? And so I would refer them, because back then, I feel like websites are now more like coming back as resumes, but back then it was more like, well, what does your Instagram look like? So with that too is I just started, I started posting for a friend. I wanted to help her with her business. And then I took a break, and I was trying to I was Googling maybe a few months ago, well, is there such a thing as a social media coach? And what I do, and is I don't post for Ashley, but we would sit down and we would go over, okay, what is your look? Like, everything on Instagram is very intentional. And with that too, it's going from what does your profile picture look like, to your bio, to your filters and your feeds. So going into that, I created some slides that I'm going to share, and it's, where is it? Just 7 ways for you to up your social media game. And certain things that we don't actually ever think about, but it's super crucial for social media and starting your business. Okay, so to dive right into it, since we have 30 minutes, social media basics, 7 ways to up your Instagram game. First one is choose your niche or audience. And so in this group right here, we have pretty much all of you sell doTERRA oils. And what I was telling Ashley earlier was her niche, I would say, is not only does she sell doTERRA oils, but she talks about traveling on her basic page. And in this, choosing your niche, who are you marketing to? So for you guys, I would say it would be young moms, or just moms, or women who super want to get into oils and live a healthier lifestyle. So that right there is your market, because what I've learned is that we can't market to everyone. And as much as we want people to notice us or see us on Instagram, we can't market to everyone. And so the first thing that we could think about, or should think about, is who we're marketing to. Be super specific. Are you marketing to men or women? Are you marketing to, what age range are you marketing to? What else? And are they going to be more mainland? Are they a mainland audience, or are they a Hawaii audience? So just those different things. And again, you can't market to everyone, because you'll end up not marketing to anyone, because no one will be able to tell what you're talking about. So next one is establishing your goals. What are your social media goals? And I think for the chat, if you guys just want to so I can kind of gauge, what are your goals? One of my goals used to be gaining more followers. It used to be having the prettiest looking Instagram. And I think now, as I've really tried to just study social media, I've switched my goals to being having followers that engage. And it used to be all about how many followers you have, or how many people are looking at everything. But in reality, like I was telling Ashley, I went to this meeting on Tuesday. It was like a creative person meeting. And I kind of pre-stocked everyone's, okay, expanding. Those are, okay, yeah, that's super good. Keep going. But I stalked everyone's Instagrams before I got to this meeting because I'm weird. But what I noticed when we got there was everyone was talking super huge, and it was really good because there are other photographers, and I learned a good amount of things from them. But I noticed that social media wise, one girl had 4,000 followers, and she must have been getting like a consistent, I looked at maybe like 9 of her photos. She was getting a consistent 40 to 80 likes on a photo. That means that maybe 80, not even 100 people must have viewed that photo and actually took initiative to liking it. So to me, that tells me, as someone who is stalking her social media, is even though she has 4,000 followers, she's only engaging with 40 people. And so that's like what? I'm not very good at math, but okay, 4,000, 10% is 400. So that would make that like 1% or something like that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's 1%. But that would make it only 1%. And what I've learned through just stalking and searching and studying different types of accounts is sometimes the amount of followers you have doesn't mean anything. So establishing your goals, and we want people to engage, and is another goal to lead them to your website, is another goal to post every day or have more followers. So just think about those. So think about your niche and your audience, and then think about your goals. Okay, next slide is being personal and authentic. And this is a super huge one because your voice and your perspective matters. And I have some examples with that. Is being personal and authentic. Not only can you post a personal or authentic photo, but the caption matters just as much. And here are some examples that I created. So on your left, we have the caption is a coffee cup. It's super cute, not only because I took it, but it's super cute. And the caption says 10th cup of coffee of the day. Needed it. Hashtag mom's gotta do what mom's gotta do. And to me, that doesn't really say anything. That just goes, I'm like super nosy. So I go, why was that her 10th cup of the day? Why did she need it? I don't get it. This is a mom blogger. I don't really get it. And on the right, I am being more authentic and personal, and I'm going to say, guys, so I'm addressing the viewer and I'm addressing the reader. And I'm going to say, this is my 10th cup of coffee today. The baby was up all night teething. I need this. Any other moms feel like they need 10 cups today? Hashtag mom life. So naturally, I feel like people would be drawn to the right phone, that right post, because not only did I open it up for people to engage with me, which would not only bring them more followers, yeah, exactly, making it relatable, but I've also identified and I have somehow related to maybe like, probably I think almost, is everyone here a mom? Pretty much. But for those who are moms here, or those who have like super hardworking jobs, you automatically relate to me in this post versus the other one where it says, I needed 10 cups of coffee and you don't explain why. Here's another one. So for this one, on the left, it says, some foliage for you on this lovely day, hashtag green thumb. Doesn't really give me much, but you could take this opportunity if you wanted to make your Instagram look prettier and you wanted to post some botanical looking things. You could say, post a quote, in nature, nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Trees can be contorted, bent in weird ways, but they're still beautiful. And then saying, some green thumb love for you on this beautiful day. Again, it's personal and it's authentic. This is actually my son. He was sleeping, but a good example for those who post pictures of their kids is we could literally on the left-hand side say, my little sleepyhead, #love. And it's cute. I mean, you could, but it doesn't really give like an in-depth, like you're not allowing people to actually see into your life. And for those moms who are kind of paranoid, because I'm a little bit paranoid when it comes to posting about my kids and stuff, you don't have to include their name, but you could say on the right side, it says, my little sleepyhead. I love this kid to pieces. He's kind, loving, and such a huge help to our family. And it automatically relates the picture to the caption. And you're saying, wow, this kid is constantly helping his mom. That's why he's crashed out. Versus the left side, he could have had a sugar rush and you would have never known. So with that, going back, it was being personal and authentic. And I think that is a really huge one if you get anything. Go ahead.
What about, can you touch on maybe the length of captions? Because some of mine ends up super lengthy. Is that too long? What's okay? What's not okay?
Honestly, what I have, I'm just gonna scroll back. What I have realized, because I was super against lengthy captions, I think maybe a couple years ago, but I noticed, I did an experiment, and I noticed that when I wasn't trying so hard, and I was actually, I know it sounds cliche, but speaking from the heart and personal experience, and I created a lengthy caption, it actually got more engagement. And so with that too, like strategy wise, it's almost like your first sentence, because you know, with lengthy captions, you have to click more. And some people won't click that little button more to look at everything else. So you almost have to capture people's attention within the first or second line, because sometimes with huge captions, that's all they're gonna see. So it's almost like clickbait. And I try not to be like, press the button more and see what I did or whatever, or look how I burnt these cookies. I don't know. But I will put something out there as kind of like my header, and then it'll go into, so I'm for lengthy captions if you actually are trying to say something. Because if you're just posting like a bunch of quotes and then saying like, oh yeah, I love this quote, blah, blah, like it's honestly just kind of boring. So if you're going to post something really long, actually take the time in a notes app and write it out from your heart and edit it. I wouldn't ever recommend like just figuring out your caption on Instagram. I would just go right into like a notes app and writing it out and then revising it and revising it. Does that make sense? Cool. Next one is number 4, create a hashtag strategy. And with this, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it's mostly just saying hashtagging love, hashtagging peace, hashtagging oils, hashtagging, and not being super specific. Like those are such, if you go and look up some of your favorite hashtags, the amount of posts that are in each like hashtag file, air quotation, is so saturated, like millions and millions. Like if you hashtag hug, you're gonna see millions. And I wish I brought some examples, but like it's being more specific. I would say if the post or the tag that you're tagging has less than 20,000 pictures, then go ahead and do it, because more than likely someone is going to search that. More than likely they're going to stumble upon your post and see that you're this relatable person and they want to follow you. So that is all I have to say about that. Don't be so vague, be more specific. So you could say for doTERRA, doTERRA Hawaii. You could say, I love doTERRA oils, or just stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend like super long hashtags, but just being specific and actually trying to see if it's a hashtag, if it's actually a hashtag. Because if you're making up your own hashtags, you're pretty much invisible. No one is going to see you. And just a quick side note, these tips are mostly recommended for public profiles, and which I'm going to assume, like, just make sure that your profile is public, because if it's private, you can throw hashtags out the window, you can throw all that stuff out the window, unless you're just trying to sell to your specific followers, then that's another story. But I would say just make sure that your profile is public. So number 5 is developing a strong visual aesthetic. And it's funny, I never heard of the word aesthetic being used so commonly until maybe a couple years ago. So it's become one of those like super hipster words. But to me, as just as much as the captions are very important, your look of your Instagram is very important. And you can also, like, you have the power to create any type of Instagram look that you want. And what I send a lot of my clients now, because it's becoming a thing and I'm so excited, is I say, who are 3 profiles that inspire you? Because more than likely, those 3 profiles are going to have something in common that you like and you can apply to your own Instagram. And so I'm gonna brought some examples. And this, at first, when Ashley and I were on here earlier, she's like, what's wrong with it? I'm like, okay, this is a poor example. I just threw these photos in there, but this is a poor example. See Katy Perry with her film boobs all the way down. But this is a poor example of a cohesive Instagram. With this Instagram, you have your vibrant, well, here, I'll use the highlighter pen thing. Okay, so you got your vibrant, you have your black and white, like these are all the really nice photos. And then why shrimp cocktail here? Why do we have this flyer that's out of nowhere? What's with the fig bar? Like, just all these stuff don't make sense in looks and in just content. So if you're gonna have an Instagram full of people, I would say stick to a certain number of filters. Or if you're a food Instagram, like do different angles. I mean, we could talk all day on just like angles and look alone. But for this is to me not a cohesive Instagram. So here are some examples. Ashley, these are her examples. And I love Ashley's Instagram because we have agreed that she is going to focus on blue. And her undertones and her colors are blue. Because, and what I've learned just through some other like marketing class things or seminars is people, you can either gain a follower or lose a follower in the first 9 photos. People most of the time will only look to the first 9 or 12 photos. And with Ashley, she's got blue, 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 like everything here is blue with pops of other colors. But, and then, so hopefully that part makes sense. But choosing your filters, she uses the same 3 filters, would you say, Ashley? Use the same 2 filters, not including the black and white. Next one, this is one of my favorite Instagrams. She's newer, I love her. And she has no one. It's okay. This is why we're learning. But I love it. This is, I would say, I would classify this as a yellow toned Instagram. And yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say with this, but she's a great example if you need some inspiration. Next one is, I would say, if you're into like color popping photos and Instagram, this is one of my best friends. She is so like, she probably helped turn me on to making my Instagram super pretty. I wish I included a picture of mine. Probably don't look at mine. I'm like in this weird transition phase. But so if you see here, I'm gonna bring this back up. She has, it doesn't look like it makes sense, but she uses the same 3 filters. And you have a yellow here, she's gonna make sure she has a yellow here. You have blue over here, she's gonna have blue here. Here's purple, 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 if that makes sense. So, there. So these are just good examples of Instagrams with cohesive looks. So these 3 are very inspiring. Don't do this. This just looks like a mess. This looks like she has no idea what she's doing. And over here in her bio, it says, lover of life, mom, foodie, photographer. And it's like, really? Are you really a photographer? Because it doesn't seem like it. So those are that. Those and the captions, if you get anything out of today, is the most important thing. And then number 6, we're almost done, is having a good bio. Before on Instagram, you could do things like #mom. You could do mom life. You could do, I used to be super guilty of the very vague bios on Instagram, because a bio not only tells a person what it is you do, it should actually dictate what is in your feed. So here's a good example. This is what her bio looked like before we started working together over here. And it's wife, mother, essential oils, #momtrepreneur with doTERRA, Gold Drop Society, former San Lorenzo bikini buyer, addiction girl, and Mai Tai girl. And then it has her little website down here. But when we were talking and when we first went over this, like, she's super down to change things up. And she was telling me, Ashley, I don't know if you want to jump in on this part, but weren't you saying like you were okay with getting rid of this part, but you were also like, no, I don't want to get rid of that. And it was more like what did you say? Like, you're just like, do I have to get rid of it?
It was hard. It was hard to let it go, because I was like, but that was me. And you're like, but that was you.
Yeah, you're not posting about it anymore.
It's not what you're standing for anymore.
Exactly. And I mean, there's a time and a place, exactly, because your feed shows you. And there is a time and a place for throwbacks and like fun things like that. But I think for your bio, it automatically gives people a glimpse of what you're going to show them, why they should follow you, and what your posts are going to be about and who you essentially are. So then we created this new one, which is wife and mom, love for travel, essential oils enthusiast, and the founder of Gold Drop Society. So in this other one on the left, it just says momtrepreneur with doTERRA and at Gold Drop Society, and you wouldn't right off the top of your head go, oh my gosh, that's her business. So you always just want to be kind of clear on like, so now she's founder, and that sounds so much more legit. And people can click on it and go, wow, she's got this, and she posts about this, and she's so awesome. And then just the hashtags. I say, like, I love creating like your own set of hashtags. She does # at Gold Drop Society, # we are the Chemas. And with Instagram now, you can follow these hashtags. So I would say, like, if you post a lot about like your home life and stuff like that, I would say create a hashtag for yourself. Mine and like my in-laws and stuff, we do # the Fergies, or #, if it's specifically for the kids, I say Ferglets. Like, I don't know why. Someone made that up for us and I just kind of stuck with it. So that also gives people like it, when you click on a hashtag, it allows them to just go to that hashtag, see everything that they want to see, and move on and go, okay, I'm going to follow this girl. Next, last but not least, is plan your posts. And I was going to come up with this. I don't know if you had, what is it called? I was going to put this quote that said, like, failure to plan is planning to fail, or something like that. But it's true in the sense is, if you don't have a plan, or if you don't, and it doesn't have, like, Ashley and I make her schedule for the whole month, and she goes with it. She can customize it however she wants. And I remember when we first started making it, she'd be like, can I post this one, next week's one this week, and then this week's one next week? I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, at least you know what you're posting. And if you find that you have an hour of free time, collect your photos and plan it out, because I guarantee you, when it's your specific time to post, let's say mine is 6:30 at night, when it's your specific time to post, you're going to be looking at a blank phone and a screen that you're just like, what the heck do I do? I don't know what to post. My mind has gone blank. I have to get dinner done. I have to do all these different things. So I would say take the time, take the hour. Do not wing a post. But yeah, Ashley, adding to that, do you think scheduling and doing all that stuff, because at first it was really awkward. We're like, what do we do? I don't know what to do. And we've established her pillars. Like, it's the things, so her 6 pillars. And that's like, we could literally talk all day about that one as well. But it's the 6 consistent things that she'll be posting whatever her goal is. I think for her is 3 times a week on her personal and 3 times a week on her business one. And we plan both of them. So it's establishing what her pillars are. And then when you think, okay, I talk about traveling, I need a travel shot, I'm going to put that over there. Okay, I have a love for flowers, so one time this week, I'm going to post a floral shot or something. So think about that too when you think about your pictures, your captions, your posting, your market is, well, what do people want to see too? Yes, exactly. It's hard. Okay. Be strategic about it. Yes, I would say, like, honestly, be strategic about it. And then I actually added a bonus before we end, which is almost a perfect 30 minutes, is close your app. And that means I'm going to switch over. Okay, there we go. Close your app. Closing your app, to briefly touch up on it, is Instagram is an algorithm. Instagram is a formula. And it's pretty much this gigantic robot. And when you exit your app, so here's I don't know if we can do this, but let me see. So here, I'm in my Instagram app, okay? You are literally, what is that? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so you're gonna literally close your app. You have to close your app. Why? Because when you are not on Instagram, but your account is still active, Instagram reads that as she's here, she's still online, but she's not communicating. She's not participating. She's not liking posts. She's just lurking. So it automatically somehow, like, yeah. So it puts you, I guess, in the bottom of the list, not necessarily logging out. I don't think Instagram wants you to log out, but it's quitting your app. So it's closing the app, not just exiting. So if you have an iPhone, the best I could describe it is when your battery is running out and you have an open Instagram like this, like it's just open, is double tapping and swiping up, and you've closed your account. Does that make sense? So it's doing that. And to Instagram, it goes, okay, she's logged off. She's doing something else or whatever. But when you log back on, I would say that's when you engage in your postings. That's when you go and you like and you comment. And I would say Instagram's ultimate goal for you is to be more in like a community and be more participating and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions, I can answer them. And then let's look at the chat.
Yeah, if you guys have a question, ask her. Our session's only 30 minutes long, but she'll answer a few questions for us. She's so nice.
That went by so fast. When you're planning, is it pre-taking photos or is it just knowing? So honestly, for me, I like being a little bit spontaneous. And with that, like, sometimes when I take a really cute photo, I go, okay, here's a really cute photo of this flower. Do I post it right now because it's today, or I save it for another time? So it honestly all depends on like your layout and what you have to post next. But it also is, I would say both. I don't know. Does that make sense? It's both. Because if you have photos from like a cool family photo shoot that you did and you have family posts coming up, use those. But for the most part, I'm normally 3 days behind in my posting. Okay, would you recommend having 2 accounts, like a personal and a business? Do you make both public? Okay, I think it depends. I have a personal and a business, but it's just because my pillars are very different for both things. Like I have my personal account, which consists of copy and my kids and my family. My account is, here, I'll type it in, here's my personal. What is it doing? Okay, wait. At Ilikea Ferge. So that's my personal account. Pillars. Different accounts, which is why I have 2. Yeah, so if you have different pillars for your accounts, going back to that one, I would recommend having 2 different accounts. But if you find that like only one of the pillars is off, incorporate that pillar into your personal account that is almost identical to the other one. So like if your business account is mom and business and whatever and oils, but the only difference between your business and your personal account is that you post food and your husband, take those 2 and put them together because it's less time for you. It's less. So I would say like Ashley's, for example, is on her personal. She does have oils. She does have these things, but she also wants to showcase moms and she wants to showcase traveling and all of that stuff. Whereas her doTERRA Gold Drop Society account is specifically for people who need resources or who are thinking of signing up or just different stuff like that. So hopefully that makes sense. I think about your end result and what is your, yeah. So what is your end result really? Because if it's also followers and engagement and you feel like it's almost, I think, I'm trying to think of an example. My example would be I had a photography account and then I had my own personal account, but I had my best photos on my personal because I had more followers. And I had my so-so ones on my photography account, which is totally backwards. But I ended up just consolidating everything into one account. And I went in and I didn't delete photos. I archived the photos so that I didn't have to, go through the trouble of deleting. And if I want to add them, you could just add them back in. But I probably can answer one more question if you guys have any questions. Yep. We learned how to.
Yeah. So yeah, if nobody has any other questions, Ilikea, do you want to tell everybody if anybody wants like a personal one-on-one with Ilikea?
Oh yeah.
She can help you do your bio, do your highlights. She drew my highlights. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I like writing it. Oh, you're talking about your highlights. That's what I think you're talking about.
Yeah, she drew my highlights. She helped me figure out my pillars.
Here, I'll go back to the highlights real quick.
So she is available to do that with you guys.
Where is it? Social media, where's your highlights? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this was her old highlights on the left, right here. And these were her new highlights that we did over here. So it's also establishing her pillars there, but that's what we did. And yeah, here, I'll put my contact in and then you guys just email me
And what are your list of services?
So the list of services kind of just, it's pretty much everything. Like I am all about equipping people to be able to do it themselves because it is so tiring to have to manage everyone's accounts that I'm like, no, because what if I have to go on vacation? What if I, for some reason, like we had a falling out or whatever, and are you just IG or FB help too? I could do Facebook. I'm not super fond of Facebook, but I can still do Facebook. It's just a whole different game. But I honestly think Facebook is easier than Instagram. But I want people to be able to feel confident enough that they can post their own stuff. And then that makes it more relatable to their viewers because our audiences are so different. So there's my email. And then here again is my personal Instagram, Ferge, and my business Instagram. It just started.
But she does, like, she'll do photo shoots, she'll do product shoots.
Yeah. So I'm still a photographer. That's probably the majority of what I do. But I do family portraits. I do all those basic photography package things. But for social media, I have learned to create like flat lays and like all those different things that would make social media more appealing to people. And yeah, I mean, everything is itemized, and you can purchase different things or sign up. And I'm all about, like, if you guys are on island, like Courtney, I know you're not on island, but webcamming, I like this new webcam thing, or oh, thank you, or meeting up in person, like I'm always down to do. So yeah, just stuff like that. Email me. I've created a new a new format for pricing, which is not so much a package anymore, but you can pretty much create your own package where you go, okay, this month I need a schedule, I need this, I need highlights, I need that. But you're not going to need highlights for the next couple months after that, because once you do them, you've done them. So it's going in and creating your own package. And I do payment style, but I also want to be affordable. So it's however people end up doing it. Yeah, no problem. You guys have introduced me to Zoom. I feel so hip. My tattoo's super itchy. I've been like subtly like scratching it. Come to more class. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, I love it.
Cool. Ilikea is actually a customer on this team under Courtney.
Oh, what?
You're a customer on this team with Courtney.
So yes, I am.
Team. So hopefully she'll come to our classes and events one day.
Well, now that I know it's like this, then yes, sure, for definitely. But yeah, cool. That's pretty much it. And then Ashley, I sent something to Ashley that she's going to send to all of you, which is just 3 basic questions to ask yourself before you post. Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
All good.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I don't know how to end this. Should I end like a song or something?
We always end in a cheer. Or we start and we end in cheering. Okay, cheering! Woo! Thanks so much, you guys, for coming live and being here with us. Thanks, Ilikea. Right. Good luck this week. I'll touch base with you all on the 15th mid-month. Woo! Cheering!
Okay. Bye.